Well, I had to do a reading about being a chosen one because a lot of people uh, seem to have the wrong, but some instance here, seems to have the wrong idea about chosen ones. So maybe I should give you a clear definition of what a chosen one is. Uh, separate myth from fact. You know? Um, you don't get up one morning and decide to be a chosen one. No, my little cocktail here. Your uncle is back. Not quite there, but almost. The chosen ones. And if you really, really want to know, you need to watch that movie. That old movie with Charlton Heston, The Ten Commandments. You've got to watch that movie. And if you've watched it, watch it again and again and again. Because that movie is my story completely. From the moment he was in that casket down the Nile and picked up by an Egyptian mother, it's exactly the way it happened in my own personal life. It was Ramses being the half brother, like my own twin brother. It is the same story. The story of Perseus with the Greek pantheon, the same story. But that really doesn't explain what it is, especially now because we're no longer living in the Egyptian epoch. We're now in the Aryan epoch, which is a whole new period, right? But it is still the same soap opera. The Egyptian empire is no longer in power. That epoch has passed. The United States of America is the new empire in the Aryan epoch. But it's no different from the Egyptian or even the Atlantean epoch that came before, or the Lemurian epoch. It is the same story over and over and over again, just in different epochs and different periods. If you learn that, if you understand that, the truth shall set you free, because this is all an illusion. You should watch soap operas. There's a reason why soap operas are so popular all over the world, because they repeat the same story, just on a minuscule scale. Now, you got chosen ones who were born because they were handpicked by God. So you're going to do this. And whatever interests you have in your own personal life will mean nothing to me. This is God now. If you got time to do that, you go ahead. But you've been chosen to do my work. This is God now talking. And you will do it whether you like it or not. To be a chosen one, you have to belong to a particular bloodline. It's just, God ain't just gonna just some Joe Schmo to be chosen to be a leader of a nation, of an idea, or to impact the world. Think again, go back to Moses. A simple, poor, thought he was Hebrew. He had no idea that he came from royal lineage. And that it was he that would be chosen to deliver the Jews from Egypt. And that was a big deal in those days. A big deal, big deal. Destroyed an empire that lasted thousands of years and put a close to the epoch. One person Moses had no idea that he was going to be called to that kind of greatness and to have direct contact with the creator of the dog star and where he came from. Well, nothing is new under the sun. All has been here before. There's a lot of people that, a lot of my subscribers, both in YouTube and Instagram. And I've been getting a lot of, through the chat, I've been getting a lot of, oh my God, this is terrible that you're going through this. This is so bad. Oh, I hate God. Some of you say. Others of you say, Fernando, give your life to Jesus. Give your life to Christ. What you're doing is evil, and that's why you're getting all this shit happen to you. Well, they said the same thing about Moses. And in those days, witchcraft was the power of the day. There was no congressman, no senator, or House of Representative. There was no formalized government like that, like we have today. Witchcraft ruled the ages. The Lord of the Rings with Gandalf and Mordor and all that was real. Those were the powers of the day, along with nature and the elements and the nature spirits that commanded them. But we're not living in that magical world anymore. That epoch is closed. We're living in a new time, new period, new age, and in a new epoch. And it may seem different than prior ages, but it's not. It's not. It's all the same. Now, why are we living such a cyclical life, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime? We don't know. We really don't know. Bloody Mary, egg cocktail. Delicious. Delicious. I love a martini, but because I'm about to have surgery and all kinds of surgeries, I can't drink alcohol like I used to. I don't even smoke. I miss it. You know your uncle. I'm always going to be me. But I can't do any of that now. This is my second Saturn return. And Saturn said, okay, you've had enough fun. You had enough for this. Now, we got more work for you to do. And I feel it. I feel the burden of that responsibility. Something is happening in the heavens. It says in the Bible, when the Son of Man cometh, every eye will see him. That used to mess with me for years. Well, what is it that is that every single eye on the earth will see him? You know, I used to have these questions when I was young. And now, well, not now, maybe in my 30s, right? I realized what it was. And for me to be sure, I had to go back to prior ages and prior epochs to see if the same omen was being announced. And sure enough, it was. When the high priest of Egypt told Ramses II, look, behold, there's a demonic star rising above Egypt. It is the deliverer of the Jews. That's in the Bible. It was a star. And then Moses came. At the time of Jesus, the three wise men who were astrologers said, there's a star rising in the east. Let's follow it. And they did. And guess who was born in a barn? Jesus Christ. So every Messiah seems to be echoed by some stellar event. The herald that has become his beginning, his coming. We're living in the Aryan epoch, a different age. And Jesus said, it's in the Bible, I came as the lamb, which represents the Piscean age, which we are no longer under. And I shall return as the lion. We are in the Aquarian age. But the age of Aquarius, like any other age, will not manifest itself through that age, but through its opposite polarity. And for Aquarius, it is Leo. That explains our first president, who was a Leo. See, the universe gives you clues. We've been through this age before. That explains the Sphinx during the age of Leo or Aquarius. It's been 26,000 years and we're doing a full circle. A full circle. So yes, Jesus will come back as a lion. And in the book of Revelation, it talks about beings that come with tails, and they got these weapons to torture man. And they look like lions. They got a mane and have the mouth of a lion. Oh, but nobody wants to talk about those passages. Not even the priests, the ministers. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to touch it. But this is Jesus coming back as a roaring lion. He has to. There's too much misery going on this planet. Nothing really has improved or changed since the death of his crucifixion. You'd think we'd be living in a better place. And it's now. We got nuclear weapons, which we didn't have before. Look what's happening with Israel and the Gaza Strip. The whole world is in turmoil. 80% of people live in poverty, hunger. It's almost like they made a mockery of the crucifixion of Christ, because not much has changed since then. So now he has to come back as a lion. It's scary. Who is going to be able to stand? But I digress. Back to the chosen ones. God has to choose someone to let the world know of what's about to take place. And train and usher and cultivate those that will survive the age and will start anew, like Moses and the ark. Everybody else died in that deluge as the empire of Egypt collapsed. And that's a mystery too, but we won't go there. I tried to talk about it and do a video about it, but it was taken down by YouTube. You know, they didn't want me to tell you this. They're like, So I have to do it on Patreon. Because this is too much. This is too much. I'm like, what? Oh. Even for me. But if you are a chosen one, all mysteries will be revealed to you. Not for knowledge's sake or for entertainment because you got nothing better to do. No. Chosen are chosen to impact the world. And that's what makes it scary. It's scary because your own personal life will be expendable in the process. Your personal life won't matter. It's not what you are as a chosen one. It's what you will become. You know who you are, chosen ones. You know who you are. And many of you are now stepping to the plate because of the awesome responsibility. And it might even cost you your death. Absolutely. Absolutely. No question about it. But what are some of the perks of being a chosen one? Well, you live a long life. You will always have material prosperity, and it won't always come in the traditional sense, but it's still money. You'll never lack, you'll never want, you'll never borrow, and life can be very, very blissful. I mean, I lived that life as a chosen one, absolutely, and many of you do too. But understand that these high perks are there because you're going to pay a price for being chosen. And that's going to bring to you all kinds of experiences. None of them good. None of them good. But you are the strong motherfucker that God has chosen to do this. And you have to do it because it comes from the bloodline. Guys, I'm gonna give you this much, then I'll come back and give you a little piecemeal. But this is deep. This is deep. Don't shy away from being chosen. You can't do it anyway, even if you try. God be like, listen, you're it. I'm not gonna unchosen you. You might as well get with the program. And this is why I make public everything that I'm going through. And I'm going through a lot, been through a lot, you all know. But I have to share that with you so you can understand what it is to be a chosen one. Because with everything I've been through, still going through, I am still unscathed and highly protected. And so are you. Because God's will be done. That will be done. And no human being or other extraterrestrial beings from anywhere is going to put a stop to that. Guys, please donate. Please give. It helps support the channel. FERNA 5NDO. And if you want a reading, and I always forget because my thing's not about readings and money, so I always forget. It's 410-779-8186, and you can call for a reading. I do have to change that stuff that I have under the description box. Okay, guys. All righty.